everybody. Good Friday morning. It is the 23rd of August, 9 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. We're up and running. It's the two best hours. We're glad you're here with us. I'm Roger, along with, say hi to Rob Atkinson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes. I hope you've had a good commute into Meridian this morning. Uneventful.
Yeah.
No accidents.
Nice drive in. Beautiful.
Beautiful drive in. No problems.
It was wonderful. The traffic flow was great. There was no issues. It was great. You know, we're going to make the traffic great again in Meridian.
It was easy. It was as easy getting into town as it was for a Venezuelan to cross the border.
Yes, sir.
Is that how easy it was?
Or to find a place to stay if you're an inmate in Lauderdale County. Oh, sorry.
Look at you now. They're just going to go. I'm going to start out this morning by saying that last night, date night, that was a very nice night. Went to a nice concert.
How was Lori last night?
Lori was nice. Lori Morgan, of course, performing at the MSU Riley Center and gave a good concert.
Good deal.
Sang, of course, her familiar classic hits. By the way, you can hear Lori Morgan on our sister station, which is 105.7.
The legend.
That's the one.
The legend.
And she shared some new material with us, and it was very nice. And sat in,
Big crowd out there last night.
a big crowd, a good lively crowd. It wasn't the conservative hand clap. There was some whistling and cheering and hooping and hollering. It was a good crowd for our
Better settle down there. They gonna call somebody.
yeah. But no, it was a good concert. So just want to give a report on that. And of course, if you want to check out the upcoming season, you can find that all there at the MSU Riley Center
Absolutely.
website. But no, that was and of course you see a lot of people that are familiar get to shake hands, hug necks, all that kind of thing.
Shaking the hands and kissing the babies.
Well, now I didn't see no babies, and that's probably good. You don't want babies in the hall while there's a performance going on, and you don't want people who leave their cell phones on.
Oh, you had one of those last night, did you?
Not one.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe three.
Why? I don't get it.
I don't get it. But, I'll say this. The performer was very gracious, didn't acknowledge it or say anything about it. Just
well, here's the one thing that drives me nuts about concerts now. It doesn't matter, where you're at. There's always that one or maybe two or three people. You're there, or you buy a ticket to go watch the show, right?
You do that, yes.
Why do you buy a ticket to watch the show and the entirety, most of the show, you have this out recording the show on your phone? I'm like, and then they have their and they have the phone like up really high where you can't see anything if you're sitting behind them, and I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of doing that?
How about just enjoying the moment?
Enjoy the moment and keep it up here. Keep it up here in your mind and your memory. How about that?
Let's see did I even take a picture of her? I don't know if I did. I'm trying to remember. I generally, I'm not really big on that sort of thing.
I'm not either.
It's
if you want to snap a quick little, picture with whoever you're there with, if you happen to meet.
I don't have one. I didn't get a picture.
If you meet the entertainer, that's great. If you get a photo with them, but to sit there and video most of the concert and you have the phone up really high where nobody can see behind you, it's like, what are we doing here?
Well, it might have something to do with it's going to be so cool when I send this to so-and-so, they're going to be so jealous. So it might be that kind of thing.
Well.
Or, now you talk about concert attendance, and I get, obviously the cell phone thing is a courtesy. You're allowed to come in with your phone, but now one thing back in the day, Rob.
Yeah.
Now Dennis Sankovich, he was a great, I guess, director. Center, and he come out on stage before introducing each act, and he would remind people to silence their phones and that kind of thing. So that was early in the phone carrying days, I guess.
If you do not turn off your cell phones and keep them silent, we will come over and backhand you during the show.
Your phone will stay with us, and your rear end will be outside.
Only takes one to make an example, and everybody else will follow right in line.
But,
Listen at him calling for violence.
You've got to realize that, a lot of the people that go to these shows are old people because they're, this is a classic country artist. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I'm an old people. I mean, and I literally did. I'm glad my wife reminded me because I had mine left on and I did turn it off. But that was before the show started.
Well, it's like we went to a movie not too terribly long ago, and it wasn't Twisters. It was another movie we went to go see, and literally during the movie, it's like, are you kidding me? And people are taking selfies like during the movie, like with the lights are. I'm like, can you just? I mean, put it down for just a couple of hours, escape what's going on, and just enjoy what you paid the ticket to go see.
And another courtesy feature, you make it so well. You kind of package it so well. You pay for the ticket to go enjoy, right?
Correct.
Well, the group of friends that sit behind you or in front of you that also paid to come there and see the show evidently didn't pay to come and see the show because they just came to sit in front of you or behind you or around you and talk to each other the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen that before?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
And you're kind of thinking, what's that about?
Yep. You know who we sound like this morning? Get off my lawn!
That's right. Get off my lawn. And take your Doc's Toyota. Wait a minute. No, leave the Doc's Toyota. Yeah, you can get off the lawn, but leave the Toyota you just drove in.
You stay on the lawn. I'm going to Doc's Toyota.
There you go. Let's say a big thank you to our friends. And we'll take a call here in just a moment. But first, take that short drive up to Philadelphia to Doc's Toyota.
Folks, it is a beautiful dealership there on Highway 16 West. If you're headed toward the Pearl River Resort, maybe this weekend, you'll see the bright, shining dealership right there on the hill. And, of course, you can always shop ahead of time before you make the drive to Philadelphia at docstoyota.com. They got a wonderful service department that's open this morning from 7:30 until 5 this evening, even a few hours on Saturday morning as well. So they got all those Camrys, Tacomas, Highlanders, Tundras, you name it. They've got them there on the lot. Pre-owned selection. It is fantastic up there at Doc's Toyota. And a wonderful, wonderful sales department that will get you in a brand new vehicle up there. And, of course, like we said, a pre-owned vehicle as well. Shop today at docstoyota.com or call them ahead of time at 601-600-3786. That's 601-600-3786. And, of course, you always get some kind of a little special deal at most dealerships, but they keep it simple up at Doc's because there is no deal
like a Doc's deal.
Yes, sir.
Mornings in Meridian. That's the two best hours. We're glad you're out there. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, Roger and Rob.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor Benny checking in on this Friday morning. How are you, buddy?
Well, I like to say it's a fun Friday, but
it is.
There's so many things that's messed it up for me that I'm just absolutely sick and disgusted.
Oh.
About the people that's in the show with their cell phones on and distraction. That just shows you where the values of this country's gone. Now, what I'm getting at, Arizona is suing the federal government suing them because they want the illegal people in their state to vote.
Oh, yeah.
Where is our country going? Now, I was watching ABC, and they were showing let's see, that woman running for president,
Harris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in one of her conventions they were having people protesting, and they would not even mention that protesters was Palestinian students. They were, taking our flag down, stomping it, and that sort of thing. Now, here's one of the several things that bothers me. We've got all these college professors that think they're so smart, but yet why are they promoting and allowing that to happen in the colleges? They seem to be promoting it. They're not doing anything to stop it, so are they trying to totally destroy our country? Can you imagine? The Palestinians is our enemy. We educate them, allowing them to come in our country and protest against us supporting our ally, Israel. Israel is one of the most stabilizing forces we've got over there in the Middle East. If it hadn't been for them, this thing would have been like a powder keg blown up a long time ago.
Well, I was relieved, Benny. I've got some good news for you, Benny, because last night, Kamala Harris has announced that she's going to get the ceasefire between Israel and the Hamas and Hezbollah and all those people, the Iranians. She's going to get that ceasefire, and they're going to recognize the Palestinians and make sure that they understand their rights to exist as well. And she's going to make everybody happy over there.
Over there, and that's it. What I say. Now we got a potential president that's also promoting our enemy. They started the war. Israel didn't. Israel's sitting there minding their own business. Now that they're trying to defend themselves, they want to down Israel. And I bet you anything, she stops the military aid we've been giving Israel if she's elected.
And she's going to stop the suffering in Gaza, which I think that kind of began with the people in power like Hamas. Weren't they causing the suffering in Gaza?
I believe so.
Wait a minute now.
Yes.
Of course, now I'm getting my news. I'm getting my news from Fox News and Newsmax, so maybe I'm not getting the accurate picture.
If it's any accurate news, that's where you go to get it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying Israel was literally attacked back in October 7th of 2023? Is that what you're saying, Rob?
Of course.
Yep.
That was real?
That's what they say.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You know,
Wow.
as American and a veteran and that sort of thing, it's absolutely sickens me to see where the leadership is accepting and condoning our enemies. Our country is going to be totally destroyed by the leadership the way it's headed right now. It's just sickening to me. And these woke people want to accept everything is wrong and everything is evil. And, of course, the National Day, nobody wants to talk about that. That's another thing that's going to destroy us. And I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, but they're all responsible for that national debt.
Now, Trump said he wants to use our oil to start paying that thing off.
Well, that's one of the more nail on his coffin because they'll vote against him, the Democrats and Republicans, if he wants to do something positive for their country. Look how many of them fought him when he tried to finance the wall at the border.
Yeah.
There was a dozen, approximately a dozen Republicans that voted no. We're not going to let you finance it through the government. Leadership is woke. It's gone. It's gone.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what a Republican Party will do should he become elected and they have a good handle of the House and Senate. It would be interesting to see what they do at that point.
Well, if they change the way, they'll do something. In the past, when they've been in majority, I have never seen them stand up and do anything. They just sit there and, like little blind children doing nothing and letting the Democrats still run the country.
Oh, they had their shot at it. He was president, and you had the Republicans in charge of the House and Senate, and they blew it.
They did.
They blew it.
He did some good. He did in spite of all their...
And some of that falls on the shoulders of a guy named Ryan and falls on the shoulders of a guy named...
Wicker.
Huh?
Wicker.
No, I was
Roger
thinking of a guy.
You're talking about Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, Mitch
Oh.
McConnell, I think, played a role in that. But our senator from Arizona that passed away ran for president. McCain, that's his name, McCain.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
what will they do now? We'll see. First of all, Trump has to get elected, and then we see if how it happens. But it's kind of interesting that the Republicans, you're talking about the Mitch McConnells and all the Republicans, they did not get their wish because President Trump did not roll off the scene when he lost the presidency. They still had to contend with him, and I think they should have. I think he's in the right place. He's a nominee. They're having to deal with him because I think they deserve to. They've always deserved to have to do that because of the way they abandoned him when things were tough back in when he was being attacked from all sides. Well, he's still being attacked, but when he was being attacked with the Russian hoax and all this other mess, they were all running for their own political cover and just didn't have the what's the word I'm looking for? It's
Intestinal fortitude.
the intestinal fortitude. That was it. That's better than using body parts.
No.
Okay. All right, there. But there you go. That's just one man's opinion, and it's probably that, and $4.50 will get you a small latte.
I hear you. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Right,
But
right. Anyway, I'm just glad to see the way you run things in Sucalina. I have not heard of any crime in Sucalina, and I haven't heard of any problems up there. So I like the way you run things, Benny. You're doing a good job.
That's why we got the same for an enforcer out here, and we run a tight ship.
A tight ship. All right. Good deal.
Oh, man.
Well, it's good to hear from you, sir.
Starting off Friday on a bad note. But
Yeah, you
anyway.
kind of brought us down, Mayor, but it's always good to hear from you. And you have the uncanny way of bringing us back up again.
Yep,
So
yep.
won't you let her rip?
Okay, I hope, with that thought, I hope everyone has a great day.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Benny. Good job there. Thank you. 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, I just have to disagree with you a little bit.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I live in the world of disagreement. Go ahead.
The Republican establishment, I would say most of them, it wasn't that they didn't have the guts. They outright opposed Trump, whether,
Mm-hmm.
some were vocal about it, like the Kingsinger types, and others did it behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They did not, the core, what used to be the core of the Republican Party, hopefully that's changing, is part of what some people refer to as the uniparty, the tax and spend and jack everything up.
Yeah.
Take their cut of various programs. Every government expenditure has room to skim a little off the top, whether you're doing it through military actions in Ukraine and the like. Trump wasn't about all that. He was about America, not policing the world and spending tons of money.
Yeah. Well, that's that. Whether they attacked him outright, the Republicans, of course, you call them the elites or the whatever you want to call them. Whether they attacked him outright or they were subversive, they've
the vestiges of what we used to call Rockefeller Republicans.
Yeah.
Or neocons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, it just means that regardless of how they failed to support the person in the White House and come together with some good legislation when they had the power to pass it, they have made their bed and they get to lie in it. So I hope that they've learned their lesson, and I hope this year will be different. I hope that they will,
Well, I think what we need to do is, if we win in this next election, in between times, start primarying some of them. You have the one in Texas district. We had a chance of a really good I'm sorry, I can't remember the guy's name. Gonzalez, Tony Gonzalez, got
Mm-hmm.
reelected because by a huge, very narrow margin after spending $10 million to get reelected in what was considered a absolutely safe district. But he voted liberal a lot. And the Speaker of the House made it a point to go down there and campaign for Gonzalez. We had a chance to primary Gonzalez, and it showed where the Speaker of the House lies in actuality.
Yeah.
But we need to primary a lot of those.
Yeah, well, that's true. We need to make sure if the Republicans need to keep shoring up the House and the Senate when they while the distraction is all on this presidential race, which is kind of interesting. All right, well, listen, good to hear from you. Glad you're out there still. Be careful. It sounds like you're on the highway, so wherever you're hitchhiking to this morning, I hope it's a good destination.
Y'all have a good day.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. You hear some highway trucks passing? Is he hitchhiking? What's going on out there? Oh, we're having fun here at Mornings in Meridian. We got a Fox News break coming up, so we'll take that. And then when we come back, we'll take some more phone calls. Our number is 601-485-9191. 601-485-9191. And we'll get into some other topics this morning as well. But if you saw any of the Democratic National Convention, let us know what you thought, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, there you go. I think you know that is the theme from I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, yeah,
That's right. Oh, master. Of course, playing that because, well, first of all, welcome back, everybody. Glad you're out there. Barbara Eden, 93 years old today.
Wow.
So, well, I don't know if you would whistle and say "wow" if we saw her, but I don't know. I wonder how she's doing. I mean, she is 93.
Still here.
Still here. So there you go. Yeah, for those 60s sitcom watchers, of course, we went through the crisis of the Jeannie not being able to show her navel on television. That was a little issue there. Couldn't have that midriff where the navel was showing.
Right.
That was television in the 60s, folks.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
What do you think about it now? Things are a little different now. Happy birthday to Scott Conn, actor, son of James Conn. He's 48 years old. He was in a remake of Hawaii Five-0 there
He's
for a
been
while.
in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So he was in Varsity Blues back in the mid to late 90s. So he's been in a bunch of stuff.
No better role than in Ocean's 11. I just loved him.
He was great. Yeah, he was in 12 too and 13.
Was he in all of them?
He was in all of them. Yeah. Do you really love that movie? Because you know who was in that.
Oh, I tell you what,
George Clooney.
George Clooney,
Your guy.
He's when you get so insanely rich, you do get insane, and that's just the way it works.
Right.
We understand that. Let's see, Shelley Long from Cheers. Yes, she is 75 years old today. So happy birthday, comedian Jay Moore, Saturday Night Live, 54. And on the music side, Trick Pony's Ira Dean, 55 years old today. And Rick Springfield, 75 years old today. Yes, he wishes. Or wish he had her anyway. Glad you're out there. Of course, caller on the line. Let's take that phone call, Rob. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Good morning, caller. How you doing?
MAGA morning, true American patriot.
Hazmat.
There he is. Here's the man.
Lions, tigers, and bears, and hazmat too.
We're going to put that on a T-shirt, I guess.
Something like that. So, man, I tell you what, it sounds like you're bouncing back strong, brother.
Well, God has let the old line hang around a while longer. Got a little something for me to do. I don't know exactly what, but maybe he'll reveal it at some point.
Well, he will, but I think part of it is just making sure that you stay friends with us and talk to us on a regular basis.
Well, is everybody in Meridian about tired of the killing and the shooting?
Oof. Well,
I mean, that elderly couple, what was the motive behind that? Just shoot into a house and see if you can kill somebody? And I am sick of hearing this euphemistic term, gun violence. No, it's worthless, violent people committing crimes and mayhem with guns. But before the gun, they were killing each other with spears and rocks and knives and whatever. You cannot get it out of them. It cannot be done.
Yeah, this
some
shooting.
Things are changeable and some things are not.
Yeah, the shooting Hass is referring to, Roger. It happened. It was at the 1600 block of 37th Avenue, and two elderly victims had been shot, and unfortunately, one of those had passed away, and one in critical condition. So, just another one.
I'm hearing this as a rumor, I guess, but the coroner, old Stella. I think she needs a vehicle, and I think she needs an office, and she needs some roller skates. She's earned her keep since 1st January, but my old cousin-in-law, Clayton, has got the perfect vehicle. He's got a 1963 Pontiac, I think, ambulance that Lloyd Harris used to have, like an old Ghostbuster vehicle.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
There you go.
Restore it and let her borrow it, while she's coroner. I think that would be appropriate. And order a big supply of body bags. See if you can get a good deal on body bags.
I heard the police department's got plenty of budget. I think they could maybe loan them some money.
Oh, yeah. But, when you're paying too cheap for police salaries and you still ain't got no cheap for police, your money don't go very far. And you got $100,000 worth of cameras to keep the cops safe. What are y'all scared of, man? You got your weapon on. You know, if I was chief of police, I'd tell my boys, now them pistols on you are backup. Your main go-to gun is 12-gauge Mossberg 590A1 and that bandolier of buckshot and slugs. I want one story, and I want it to be yours. We're going to take crime out of Meridian. We're going to take gangs. We're going to take drugs out, one bag full of Chate at a time.
Put them in a. You're thinking about a Ziploc, I guess, of some sort. But,
say it again.
It sounds like I'm trying to think of a new phrase that you can use because you're a wordsmith. I'm thinking. I said my Glock is going to put you in a Ziploc, maybe something like that.
That's it. You know, put them in one of them eternal sleeping bags.
Take the dirt
nap. And like I said, nothing gonna stop it but that. And we're gonna need to. If I was the mayor, I'd be on that board to everybody, every alphabet agency in the federal and state government. Have y'all got anybody that can come help us? We'll write grants, we'll beg, we'll borrow, we'll do everything but steal. But have you got anybody that can help us? Send the U.S. Marshals in here, and I don't care if it takes the 1st Marine Division. Stop it.
You know, don't.
And just like last night, there was one shot dropped off at the hospital, refused to cooperate with the police. Now, when you do that, you're aiding and abetting a criminal act. You know, and you should be charged with obstruction of justice. Now, if you're going to stop it, let's stop it. If you're not, let's just quit playing pat a cake with it and bouncing the ball. Because that's all it's doing. It ain't changing one thing. But, we're looking forward to some police chief press conferences that last 30 seconds. We're doing the best we can.
We need what we need is instead of the ambulance, we need a big old bus and call it the gangbusters, and we'll have we'll have a special group of citizens. It could be police or maybe not, just a group of citizens who are investigating and rounding up gangs, no matter what age they are, and
they need to go back to the county farm deal.
Yeah.
And when the ACLU comes knocking on the door and threatening, send him out there too. Boy, you in a heap of trouble. We're going to take you out there to the farm and let you see these people you're trying to defend. What we have here, Roger, is a failure.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Making parchment the way it was in the old brother, Where Art Thou kind of movie. You went to parchment and you survived. You damn sure didn't want to go back.
We don't have to bush hog every bit of roadway. We could use some with a sling blade, couldn't we?
Yes, they're train them like a pack of animals, and have that old boy out there with your shotgun. You run, we can put you down right here, and mean it. They are animals. They are convicts.
What you're saying is making prison. Are you suggesting that we make prison uncomfortable for prisoners?
Absolutely.
Really?
I was a little bitty boy. I was probably about 3 years old, barefoot, homemade clothes.
Radical.
This big black man worked down there at W.S. Dickey Clay with my daddy. He'd been to Parchment, something bad, bad enough to go, but not murder or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember to this day, he told my daddy, Mr. Frank, said, I killed myself before I go back up there. They had to come to Jesus with him up there.
Wow.
He didn't want no more Parchment.
Yeah, and then they have to worry about making sure they have all the niceties that anybody should have, and
they got
make it
more
nice.
rights than a law-abiding citizen, man.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they do. They got people champion their rights. They got to have this giant movie screen TV and get an education and be on computers and workout room and best of medical care. And here, an honored American veteran has to beg for some help. Now, what's wrong with this picture?
I don't know.
Illegal alien gets everything they need. Project parasites get everything they need. But somebody wore the uniform and is maimed in combat, or suffering lifelong illness over being in the military or being in a war zone, they have to beg to get some help.
Mm.
And what's wrong with this picture? I tell you what's wrong is them damn liberal, socialist, communist demon cats. God needs to have him a purge. Daddy, have you thought about a Sodom and Gomorrah purge?
Whoa, hey, now. There, you know, I like
we
to...
need some Old Testament thrilling and killing, shock and awe God. We don't need the Sunday school. We need to see the physical manifestation of that power.
Well,
let's see it.
Okay. There you. I guess
Roger that.
Roger, right. There you go. I'm not sure what was wrong with his phone. It sounds like somebody was unrolling a roll of masking tape and trying to shut him up or something.
That's the feds.
Is that being?
Yeah, they're packing in.
They're honing in on the signal.
I think they're locating him.
Jamming.
They're trying to.
They're trying to jam it. The feds are trying to jam Hazard's number. It sounded like that, you know. Whatever that interference was, like a little roll of duct tape being peeled apart. You know, crack, crack. It's Mornings in Meridian, of course. We want to remind you that, let's see, our next sponsor, I think, who do we have on the list today?
We got to talk about Billy Adam Calvert and Southern Business Supply.
That is a pleasure to talk about Billy Adam Calvert and Southern Business Supply.
And I don't think Mr. Calvert would mind me saying this. Big supporters of Donald J. Trump. And, of course, Southern Business Supply located at 5685 Dale Drive in Marion. They're going to be opening up those doors here in just a few minutes. They'll be there at 5 o'clock this afternoon, folks. You can also shop online at southernbusinesssupply.com. I know Charles Frazier brags on that all the time. Checks that inventory and just makes that order online, and they make it real easy down there in Marion. 601-485-2447. We talked about those office supplies. They've also got full lines of office furniture, home office furniture, your desk, chairs, filing cabinets as well, and they even offer next day delivery on their janitorial supplies and those other items as well. They got an in-house decorator, and they're just good local folks to work with. Also appreciate Billy Adam Calvert for what he does in our district over in Jackson as well. So drop by and see him just across from the Wayman Newell Bridge. Is Southern Business Supply in Metro Marion. 601-485-2447. Buy local, because that money stays right here in our backyard. And say no to the big box stores.
No.
You're not going to see those names on those outfield fences at ball games. You're going to see local businesses like Southern Business Supply.
You're not going to see their name on the. You see, that's a very good way to describe local support. The sign on the fence in the backfield.
I can't call Jeff Bezos and get him to buy a sign on the outfield fence.
You won't do that? No.
No.
Okay. You just can't ring up to Bentonville, Arkansas, and say, hey,
no, it doesn't work that way.
Up to Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
All these big places. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Okay, well, that's okay. Well, we have our policies.
Sure.
Yeah, well.
As you go into that voice that we all love. Let me tell you right now. Kind of reminds me of Harris's voice.
I'm the little twerp that works in the office here, and I'm making decisions in a white shirt for the people that are out there in the blue shirts.
I will pass that along to my supervisor.
Oh man, this sounds so real.
It really does. If you don't mind me putting you on hold for just a few moments, I'll go ask my supervisor real quick.
And 30 minutes later.
Do you mind continuing to hold? Okay, thank you.
My supervisor asked, "Do you have the receipt?"
Let me talk to the supervisor. I am the supervisor.
I'm the supervisor. I don't know where we get that voice. We're just thinking of some little twerpy, nerdy person that's just like wanting to just reach across the counter. You're refraining from just reaching across the counter and just slapping.
I'm gonna take your tie. I'm gonna choke you with it.
I'm sorry, but I am not authorized to do this.
I'm going to yank your little bow tie off and just smack you around for a while.
If only they wore bow ties anymore. They just don't. Oh, mercy me. Well, I tell you what, I'm just going to spend the weekend watching I Dream of Jeannie reruns. I think that's what I'm going to do. And
That'd be good.
I mean, what else? I mean,
Nothing wrong with that.
That was some, the space race was going on, and there was, this whole story about astronauts. That was cool. The astronaut who had a genie, of course.
Sure.
It was so real. I mean, it was just so real. There you go. Well, it's Mornings in Meridian, and we're going to take a quick break, come back, and we'll take some more phone calls. How's that?
Sounds like a winner.
I watched a movie this week it was about Neil Armstrong with Gosling. You ever see that one? First Man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kind of different.
It's okay.
Good space theme. We'll take a break. Be back. I'm Roger. He's Rob. Don't go anywhere. You can hear Trick Pony on our sister station, 105.7, The Legend. They are on there, right?
Yeah, I think they're sprinkled in from time to time.
They better be sprinkled in. They're not like old enough to be legends, but it's good stuff, right?
The Legend.
Mornings in Meridian. We're glad you're out there tuned in. Roger, along with Rob.
Morning.
And, of course, it's a great morning, and we just want to encourage you to remember that if anything happens to your car auto glass, don't panic.
It's gonna happen.
I know it's the reaction. That rock comes off of that truck tire, and he don't have the right mud flaps. The mud flap doesn't catch it, and it comes up and
no good
smack. Oh my! Then you're like, oh yes, and that is the sound that can make a preacher cuss. I'll tell you that right now. But you don't have to, because now all you have to do is just, okay, I'm going to go down 22nd Avenue and pull right into A&A Glass.
Adam Carmichael, Adam McCree.
They'll fix it.
That's right. And the staff down there can get you squared away at 217 22nd Avenue. A couple doors down from the beautiful Children's Museum there on 22nd, or as the cool kids here at ALT say, Sela Ward Calhoun Parkway. So go by and see them, and I actually did say that in front of Ward back on Tuesday, by the way.
Oh, yes, I missed that.
The reaction was just a shake of the head. But anyway.
He was like,
he's like, stop that already.
That's what I've been trying to tell him, Ward. I've been trying to tell him.
I'd like living on the edge. But, of course, they'll get your glass fixed fast, whether it's a rock peck or if you got that little line that's just starting to move right in front of your view there and your windshield as you're driving. You need to get that squared away because, folks, they work with the insurance companies, and they'll work on any make or model, and there's no challenge for the folks down there at A&A Glass. So stop by and see them. The doors are open in just a few moments. They'll be there till 4 this afternoon. 22nd Avenue, right down from the Children's Museum. That's Adam Carmichael and Adam McCree at A&A Glass, and their number is 601-693-GLASS. That's 601-693-4527. The awesome staff at A&A Glass.
I can remember in high school hearing the statistics taught by my health teacher saying that 1 in 4 people are diagnosed with mental illness. Mm-hmm. Well, that was back in the 70s.
What is it now?
I don't know.
So that was the 70s.
I'm thinking about maybe 1 out of every 2, and I'm kind of looking at you strange, you know. It's like, yeah. Which one of us, huh? An Australian man.
Depends on what day of the week it is.
There are some. We share this planet with some pretty messed up people. Australian man leaves the airplane through the emergency exit. That's right. As an airliner, he was down in Sydney, Australia, and they just pulled up to the jetway, and he decided to go out through the exit door, which means you have to pull the handle, pull the door out of the plug. And
while the plane was in flight?
No, it was on the ramp. He scuttled out onto the wing and climbed down the engine and onto the tarmac, where he was quickly arrested and detained by federal police. They didn't release the passenger's identity. I tell you what, I'd sure like to know if I'm ever sitting next to him again. But anyway,
I've sat in the emergency seats, I guess, before.
Well, we love the emergency row because it's generally a wider row.
Woo, I got leg room, baby.
Ooh, I could have a foot race in this.
I think it was one time when we flew. I think it was the last time we flew. I sat in that seat, and the flight attendant comes up and says, "Are you comfortable if?" And I will gladly accept responsibility to save everybody on this plane. Take it.
I'm happy. Just so my dogs have room here. Woo! My feet can breathe.
As I spread my legs out further and further, I will accept this responsibility.
Will you be willing to help others? You better believe it. I'll say.
Absolutely.
Follow me.
Sully Sullenberg, my rear end. I got this covered.
Follow me. Let's take a phone call. Good morning. Welcome to our show today.
Roger, I believe after watching the Democratic convention, the percentage of those odds of mental illness is a lot higher than what you stated.
Chuck, he said 1 and 2. I mean, you know.
I believe it's more than that. I'm afraid, and I'm very scared that these evil, and I won't say a lot. Evil people are going to be running this country. It's so scary that how many people would just fall in line and go along with everything they're saying. You know, the 13 soldiers didn't get killed at Benghazi. I mean, in the Afghanistan pullout, we didn't leave billions and billions of dollars worth of weapons. We hadn't sat around here and not held China accountable for killing millions of people with their war COVID. We hadn't held them accountable. None of that has really happened. All it is Trump bad. Trump bad, you know. It is, and everybody said, I ain't watching it. I watch it to know your enemies, and our enemy is well thought out in their plan. And the reason they're well thought out and they can be elected is those people are so stupid. I mean, they have learned that check means everything. The free stuff is more important than anything else. Mental illness of LGBT is more important than living in a free society, and so I'm very, very scared of what's going to happen. I hope it's that landslide we think is going to happen, and I just still hear minority voters saying this is ridiculous what we're going through, and they're going to vote for Trump, and I just hope it plays out that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, at least the convention is over, I guess, is one good thing.
There we go.
Y'all have a good week.
See you, Chuck.
The convention is over. Probably the best time for Kamala to have a speech because she had plenty of time.
I just love how we have Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama preaching to everybody about income equality while they own 3 or 4 houses.
Ooh. I love it. We're going to talk more when we come back. Stay with us. Fox News next. back. Welcome back to Mornings in Meridian. It is the second hour of the two best hours of local live talk radio in East Mississippi, West Alabama. We're glad you're with us. We invite you to be part of our show. Thank you for the calls. First hour. Well, now we invite you to call us back the second hour, 601-485-9191. I'm Roger. Say hi to my main man from Meehan, Mr. Rob Atkinson.
Good morning, folks, and happy Friday.
Oh, it is a happy Friday. Yes, it is. I can't believe it. Not because it's Friday. It's because the DNC is over. The Democrat National Convention. All the conventions are over. Let's put it this way. All the circuses have ended. Now it's just the parade of the animals.
Now the race is on,
and here goes. There you go. And I don't know. Now, now it's going to be the next event that Kamala Harris is going to be able to prepare for the debate between her and Donald Trump. So the one committed debate. So that'll be something she can prepare for. But everything else is going to be kind of up to her. They'll do the prompted. They'll do the. Let me just back up here, Rob.
Okay.
Here's my opinion. And that, along with $4.50, gets you a good latte. It's a small latte, but it's a good one. Can you still get a small latte for $4.50 at Starbucks?
I don't know. I don't do the latte thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I don't do the latte thing.
Oh, yeah.
The voice is back.
We were a nice little coffee shop down in Long Beach, or past Christian. It was very nice. It was a little coffee shop. Had a cafe au lait. That was nice. Where was I at? Oh, I tell you what. The Democrats are playing this right. They've got the media just kind of doing the rebranding for Kamala Harris.
Oh, sure.
So that's the rebranding. And you and I, we are in the imaging business, like it or not, because we are in radio. We understand about the branding part.
Sell the sizzle, not the steak.
Whoa! Sell the sizzle, not the steak. Well put, sir. You're itching for general manager spot? I can tell. You're really.
You're a funny guy.
I see where you're headed. Yeah, he's got his eye on the number one chair. But the point is, yes. So they've got the media whipping up the rebranding, the DNC and the media. We had a media that was saying, "Where is Kamala Harris? She needs to be replaced. We don't like blah blah." Now they've changed 180 degrees. It's all about Kamala Harris. She's the nominee officially as of last night.
Yeah, Rachel Maddow, during her program last night after the speech, she said, it's one of those moments, where were you when that speech happened?
See, that's the type, that is it.
There's your example right there.
So you got all this ooey gooey stuff coming from the media. So you got that.
Yeah.
And you like that ooey gooey stuff. And then you have the strategist saying, okay, look, we don't have to put policies on her website. This is not about what's going to be on the website. This is about rebranding Kamala. And so let's get through the convention. Let's get her a good speech, a good send-off. We're going to have everybody there cheering for her. There's going to be balloons. We're going to have the lineup of all the celebs come in through. It's going to be great. Let's just do that. Now, maybe a few appearances where she can get the smiles and the handshakes and may say a few words on the teleprompter, and then prepare for the debate. Prepare for the debate. Here's the preparation for the debate. We want you to sound very presidential on these points and let Donald Trump keep repeating his policy, his economic policy. Let him people have heard it for months now. Just let him hear it again. It'll sound like old leftovers. And that's the strategy to get through the debate. And then just on to the election and see what happens with the courts when it comes to Trump and his convictions and things like that. And then just kind of basically sail into the White House on November 5th. I mean, the election, the White House will be January.
Yeah.
So there's the strategy.
There's your playbook.
Does it sound about right?
Yeah, I would think so. Pretty close.
It's not even about putting policies on a website. Really?
And really, last night, Clay Travis put it really well on X this morning. He was talking about the actual speech itself. Let me go back to the tweet that he put out. Basically, she did not talk about much policy for the first 30 minutes. It was basically telling her story last night.
Yeah, which was good. That was good,
But he did mention this. He said, not one mention of the economy or pocketbook issues tonight by Kamala. It's the single biggest issue in the race. No plan on mortgage rates, cost of goods, wages, not keeping up with rising prices, zero.
And I guess the point is you have to decide now as a citizen, how much of the current situation do you want to place on her shoulders? How much power has she had in the vice presidential race to change policy or influence policy or all the rest? On the border, we think she's had a lot of opportunity, but has chosen not to do it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the economic policies, I don't know. As far as foreign affairs, I don't know. 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Just fine, thank you.
Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
I have trouble swallowing that word salad. May I have a doggy bag to go?
Or a bag to maybe regurgitate in? I don't know.
Not too many word salads last night. It was kind of a, well, like I said, well scripted. That was the strategy. Just let's blow out this convention with all the players, including Clinton, Obama, Mrs. Obama, even Oprah Winfrey. And
you mean Michael and Barry?
Yeah. And so there you have it. That's the strategy. And then get a nice little teleprompted speech, and off you go. Lots of cheers, lots of support, a lot of waves, smiles. Yes, I got this. We're going to do this. Yeah, you got you, man. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So, what kind of dressing do you like on your word salad?
I'll have the Grey Poupon.
The Grey Poupon. You gonna roll your little window down and say, "Do you have any Grey Poupon?"
Emphasis on the poop.
Oh no! Oh boy.
Poo. That's it. Poupon.
Yeah. Poupon.
Emphasis on the poo.
Poupon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yesterday you had maybe beyond that a lot of calls talking about business on the agenda for September the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It brought back an old memory. I had it queued up, and I guess I didn't work in light of the time frame. But it was the Temptations, where they sing about it was the 3rd of September, the day I'll always remember. Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Papa, what is it? Papa's a Rolling Stone, I believe, is the name of their song.
Oh yeah, that's a good one there. Now there you go.
Yeah, September 3rd is going to be interesting because that's when I say interesting, but the claims docket, obviously, with the two bills are going to be on that, and the council will approve it. But I'm not sure if you saw the statement that the Meridian police chief put out yesterday about the contracts, inmates, and whatnot. But yeah, she put out a statement about that yesterday. So.
About there not being a contract?
Yeah, exactly. Well, she said, I'm just going to read the quote here. She says, right now we have been transporting our inmates to Clark County or any other facility that's able to hold them when we're not able to send them other places. So we're with Clark County for now until we can get a contract with someone. So we can get a contract with someone.
Well, I would think if there's a contract, there's two parties, and the party being contracted may have some of their own language in there defining that if the inmates exhibit bad behavior like jail riots and violence and things, that they can come pick them up.
Sure.
I wanted to mention something that was just on your news. Once before, there was a shooting at 29th Avenue and 25th Street, and they didn't know at the time who the shooter was, and I suggested that without reading the law, there's something to do with the 500-foot distance of schools, and Marion Park was across the street. This one that they're reporting finding a body in a house in the 2500 block of 23rd Avenue.
Correct.
That's at the corner of the Meridian High School property. If Cantrell hadn't been absent from class in the last 2 weeks, they may find an identification. And I know that with the severity of those penalties ramped up in the proximity of the schools like that of course, if it was something other like fentanyl overdose, so they don't arrest the illegals that peddle them. And if they do, they let them out. I don't know how that'll go, but it'll be an interesting study.
Yeah, it will be. Absolutely.
We'll be watching for that.
And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, Forrest.
Good to hear you, Forrest.
Thank y'all. Have a good weekend.
Yes, sir.
Run, Forrest, run. 601-485-9191.
That's that Forrest Gump.
There you go. Oh, my word. All right. We were down on the coast thinking about the old Bubba Gump shrimp.
Shrimp stew, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp salad, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
I'm telling you. 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Joe.
Hello,
morning.
Lefty.
Lefty's checking in this morning.
I was able to catch about half of the has this morning.
No. You were able to catch all of it. You just weren't listening.
No, I was out in the yard trying to keep the yard alive with the water hose.
We need some rain bad.
Bring
I
your.
called the city yesterday. I said, "Look, is there a limit on how many gallons of water you can use?" I thought I've never heard the word manifestations drug out that long before. Manifestations. No, I was calling to see if y'all heard any more about the couple that got shot and the husband that died over in Jackson. Was it 37th Street last night?
Yeah, let me go back to the story. Yeah, the husband obviously did die of the gunshot wounds. The wife, as of report this morning, is still in critical condition. They had to airlift him, I believe. I don't believe it was both, maybe one over to Jackson. But just going back to the story here real quick, yeah, it was the 1600 block of 37th Avenue. Two elderly victims had been shot. One did pass away from the injuries. The other one remains in critical condition. That's the latest info that, and of course the MPD, they're still, with an open investigation on that. So, but we do know that as of this morning. So,
another feather in Meridian's crime cap.
Yeah.
It's getting to be where it's only for the. If you live in the city, you better not be faint of heart. That's all I can say.
Well, don't you live in the city?
I do live in the city, right next to Bounds Road International Speedway.
All right. Well, there you go. So you're not the faint of heart, that's for sure.
No, I've got these bad little dogs. They probably run anybody off. They probably turn back around once they see how big they aren't. But at least they sound bad. But man, I'm telling you right now, it's getting. Getting crazy. It's been crazy, hasn't it? It's just getting crazier.
I've got a dog that just. I got a dog that dogs have personalities, and my dog just plays me.
It's got you figured out.
Because I'll be coming into the driveway, and she's lying there under the golf cart or in the bushes where it's cool or something like that. But when she sees me come in the driveway, then she gets up. She starts looking like she's looking for something. She'll go around the house like she's searching, and she's she's like, all right, I'm on my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm thinking, right.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm on it. I got this. Let me check behind the house, make sure it's safe here. Yeah, okay, you're good. Come on in. Yeah.
It's like who's got who trained.
Exactly.
They're a lot of fun, I tell you. They keep you laughing.
They do. There's no question about it.
Well, all right, I'm listening in.
Thank you for doing it.
I wonder if y'all had any more news about that. The elderly couple seems to be the ones with targets on here lately, don't it?
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I know.
Time to get the gangbusters.
Maybe we could clone Has. Yeah, that's it.
Clone Has.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
A platoon of Hases and just let them loose in Meridian. Just go, cat, go.
A lot of his lines come from Saturday Night Live. You've been staying up too late on Saturday night. Well, at least you used to. Maybe not anymore. All right.
Well, you kind of remember things when they were funny.
That's right. Back when it was funny. Thank you.
Back when it was funny.
Back when it was funny. You're absolutely right.
Yellow Rider. Never mind. What you call Chevy Chase cheddar cheese.
Cheddar cheese. Yeah, see. That's the good thing. That's the good thing about getting older. We start losing our memory, except for the good stuff.
That's right. Hey, that would be a good thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All
right,
right.
y'all, I'm listening.
Thank you.
I finally got my sausages ready, and
Good.
I think I'm ready to chow down. Thank goodness for little pigs.
All right, just water your grass a little earlier so you can listen to the whole show. That's all I say. All right, take it easy. Good call.
All right, y'all have a good weekend.
All right, 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, guys. Come in peace. Love everyone, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Ain't nothing.
Cincinnati James.
Hey, I really enjoyed listening to that Tasmania Devil this morning. We can tell the bass is back in his voice.
Yeah,
but hey,
yeah, that's right.
Hey, now he invoked God into saying something that he had maybe his work is not done. Well, he's coming back with the same message he did before he left. So sometimes you have to look at a different message, because when you get dis-ease, and I didn't say disease, but when you get dis-ease in your body, that's telling you something. Sometimes you may need to change your message. And, we can go out here and get on the bottom dwellers all the time, but we got to climb up that ladder and get some of the problem that's being created from the top. And this is my ego talking now, I'm probably one of the few people that can fix Meridian, but I need some help from people like Taz. And, we got to get it going. And a lot of these plans I'm talking about, hey, I've been out there. I made connection with all the little cliques in Meridian. Been doing this 6-7 years. So I know how they think. I know how certain cliques, how they operate. But I cannot do it by myself. And, this was the gang members, the street boys, all that type stuff. I got records. I'm keeping data. So we're going to have to move this forward. And it'll probably come after November, so after the election is over with, where we go from there, hopefully we can get a little civility and people will want to work together.
All right, let me ask you a question, Cincinnati, since you brought it up. I understand. You said you probably are the one who can fix Meridian, but you've got to have help. What does that help look like?
Well, I say one of the few. I'm not the only one. And the reason I say that
but more importantly, you said you needed help, and I want to know what kind of help. What does that helper need to do? What kind of help can somebody bring you?
Well, we have to sit down and get on like mind, get on the same page.
So in other words, you need some help. So as long as they got to come and sit down and then agree with you.
Not agree with me. We get on the same page. I may accept a point of view. I'm saying, as long as we're doing a tug of war, so not just agree with me. That's the reason I say I'm one of the few, because I've listened at everybody, and I've gone into different cliques, and I know how they operate and what they do. So I bring my experience to the table. They bring their experience to the table, and we sit down and we do this. But when I hear people just beat down on the bottom feeders, you cannot fix the problem from the bottom. You got to look at some of the corruption at the top. And because a lot of the drugs in Meridian is brought in by big, wealthy people. It's not just, little dope boys riding around in cars with a pocket. No, we talking about bales and pounds of stuff that come in there. Then once it get dropped into the community, they use what they do. So we have to look at both sides. I don't have all the answers, but like I say, studying the landscape and looking at that. And I think it'll be better, like I say, we get this election out the way and then go for, if it ever get out the way, a lot of time it may drag on. And I'll say this about the convention. Hey, I got more goosebumps from the Republican National Convention than I did the Democrat National Convention. Whatever that's worth, I'm just saying I got more out of there.
Okay.
And both sides got good points. Both sides got bad points. And I won't go break that down on the radio, but it's just in my little pea brain. And I look at it from that point. So I like to give credit where credit is due, and I like to chastise where, a person needs to be chastised. But you got so many people with one way of thinking. And if it's their way, when it's right, they victorious. But when they going up against the norm, they'll try to twist and turn everything to make it back to the way that they think. And sometimes you're giving up reality when you twist and turn to make stuff fit the way that you think it should be. Look at it from another person's standpoint sometime, and you'll be able to see a different point.
Yeah. Well, look at the time. We are up against a break, but thanks for checking in there, Mr. James.
All right, on this fun Friday, so keep it light.
There
we go.
Keep it light. I may be one of the few that can help, that can fix, but I can't do it alone. We'll be right back. right, welcome back to Mornings in Meridian. Hey, Rick, a little secret. Jesse kind of wishes you'd take her off his hands. He's tired of putting up with her.
I know Rick Springfield is.
Mornings in Meridian. Rick Springfield, 75 years old today. Happy birthday, Rick. Trick Ponies Ira Dean is 55. On the actor-actresses side, Scott Kahn, 48. Barbara Eden, 93 years old.
Wow.
I still dream of Jeannie to this day. And Shelley Long, 75 years old. So happy birthday. If today is your birthday on this, the 23rd of August, get yourself something real nice. All right, it's Mornings in Meridian. In just a moment, we're going to be talking with Beverly Knox of the Montgomery Institute about the Lunch and Learn coming up. An important topic, and it has to do with your respiratory system. So don't go anywhere. You're going to want to hear what she has to say. But first, let's talk about our good friends, Doug Martin Jr., Doug Martin Sr., and Stacy.
I was about to say Stacy's the real brains.
Got to be careful. She's a smart one.
I was about to say the woman's always in charge.
She married Doug Jr.
Yes,
She's
right.
smart.
There you go. 601-485-5920. Give the Martins a call today. If you have a little bit of damage to your roof there, they can give you a good inspection there. And if you need a new roof, they've got all those roofing applications available. Of course, they've been putting roofs on homes and businesses in our area 30-plus years. They're locally owned and operated, licensed here in the state, and they stand behind their work from start, yes, through cleanup. It is pretty darn impressive. So give them a call today, and Doug Jr. will get up there and take a look at your roof. And if you need to get some numbers, call down. Stacy can get those as well. They're 601-485-5920. They're members of the Better Business Bureau as well. You'll see their signs all over town in front of homes, a little red sign that says Martin Roofing, and you know that home is going to get a fantastic roof, and it's done locally right here in our backyard. 30-plus years doing it right. That's Martin Roofing. Once again, that number, 601-485-5920.
All right, it's Mornings in Meridian. We're glad you're out there, but let's bring to the microphone Ms. Beverly Knox. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning to you.
Hey, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
It's going to be a fun Friday with Beverly here as we go out into the to the latter part of our show here. We're going to be talking about something there. Of course, you're with the Montgomery Institute.
Yes, sir, I am.
Remind our listeners why we have a Montgomery Institute.
We have a Montgomery Institute because of Congressman G.V. Sonny Montgomery.
I remember him well.
Awesome work in his lifetime in Congress and for our veterans, and he is the reason why the Montgomery Institute exists. Of course, Bill Crawford is the founder of the Montgomery Institute, and for the first 20 years, he also was served as one of the presidents, but for the most of that time, president.
Yeah. And
in 2021, he turned that responsibility over to me. And so that's why we have a Montgomery Institute.
I said, Beverly, I'm tired.
Okay.
Beverly, I want you to take over here. I want you to run this thing. But you're doing some good things, and one of the things is Lunch and Learn for our citizens, and you have that coming up this Thursday. Is that right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I knew it was a T day.
Okay.
I knew I knew it was one of the T's on my pill tray.
That's
the first one, yeah.
It's the first T on my pill tray. So it's coming up Tuesday, and it'll be at North Park Church on Highway 39 in their auditorium. So what is going to be the topic on Tuesday?
Well, the topic is lung health. I want to say that
lung health.
Right. The Montgomery Institute, of course, changed its focus back then in 2021 to Community Health Improvement Network. That was one of the programs that it changed to.
Sure.
So that's where we come in, and we started these Lunch and Learn events. And this one is on lung health awareness. We have Dr. Asit Khan from Ashna Rush. He's a pulmonologist, and we'll be there to present for us, and we're excited about him and the information that we're going to receive about lung health.
Very good. So lunch and learn. There's a lunch provided. Is there a small fee for this?
There
or?
is no fee. We are a non-profit organization.
I ran a business like that one time. It was non-profit. But anyway, no, that's a whole different story. So no, that's so lunch is provided. You come and learn. And Dr. What's his last name again? Khan. Dr. Khan will be there to talk about. He's a pulmonologist, and he'll be talking about how that pulmonary system needs to be maintained. Now you got me self-conscious.
Right. Because we know that as we age, our lung function decrease. But we have to do things to help our lung system.
What makes you say that? What do you mean when I'm getting older?
We can eat a balanced diet. We can exercise. We can reduce stress in our lives, and of course, we can stay out of a smoke-free environment. Staying out of smoke-free environment also means not smoking.
Ah, yes.
So that's the best way to stay out of a smoke-free environment.
You're reminded sometimes of how things used to be back in the 60s and 70s and even 80s. You know, if you walk into a place where they allow smoking, like, for example, the casinos or something down on the coast, you walk in and you smell, oh, wow, okay, it stands out. But back in the day, that was a smell we were just smelling everywhere we went. We took it for granted. It wasn't we didn't even notice it then. But it was a secondhand smoke that was always present out there.
And it's very, very sad when you find that we found a lot of spouses maybe that did not smoke, but they have lung cancer, but because they
of the secondhand there
in the home with a spouse that smoked.
Yeah.
And it's just a bad thing. So we want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to educate and to cause us to understand and be aware of our lungs and not take our lungs for granted.
Well, that's the thing about it. That's the source. I mean, if you don't have good lung function, then you're just making everything else work harder until finally it doesn't work anymore.
That's exactly right.
And the vaping is not a good alternative either.
Vaping is not a good alternative either. A cigarette has a filter on it. Vaping pens have they put in whatever it is.
Right.
All the metals and all the bad stuff is going straight to your lungs. So that is. It's worse, and the nicotine, of course.
You think Dr. Khan will cover some of that?
Dr. Khan would definitely cover some of the things that we are talking about here today, for sure.
All right. It's one thing to be uneducated. It's another thing to be ignorant. So why don't you just stop being ignorant and come educate yourself? And you can do that at Lunch and Learn.
This is true.
I mean, there's some that say, well, I don't want to know. I mean, my grandmother, she smoked till she was 90 years old, and there ain't nothing happened to her. Well, you know, there's some outliers in every situation, so it's kind of like
very, very true.
You don't judge what's going to happen to you by what happened to your grandmother or granddaddy or whatever.
That's right.
So very good, but I'm sure that lung function, healthy lungs, has to do with just more than just what we, sucking in vape or smoke.
Right, because of course we want to make sure that our environments are, our indoor air quality is good. And anytime that we are in a place where we are breathing in bad air, then we need to make sure that we're watching it because it's affecting our lungs.
Well, and I'm glad she brought that up because if you're in your home and you don't clean your filters and your air conditioning good and ceiling fans with dust, I mean, it's just little things like that you can do, on a weekly basis just to be sure because, I mean, pet hair, I mean, you name it. I mean, it's just example after example, so...
Well, I've had 10 cats in my house for 30 years.
That person right there. There's always that.
I'm sure I'm not sucking in hair in my lungs.
And that is the grandchild.
Or dander.
And that's the grandchild of that grandmother. That yeah. I'm just saying, it's terrible.
Oh, I just love animals. I just love them. Oh boy, come on. I'm sorry. See what you do, Beverly. You come in here and you get me all riled up here.
Well, that's what this is all about. We want everybody to get riled up about having healthy lungs. We want to make sure that we are aware of all the things that
it's okay to kiss your dog on the mouth. It's okay to kiss your dog on the mouth. It's okay.
You know where that mouth's been.
I've seen it. Don't care for it. I'm sorry. Let's see. How many people have we not offended yet?
We're getting there.
We got cat lovers. We got dog lovers. We got smokers. We got vapors.
Equal opportunity.
That's right. Exactly right.
But all for a good cause.
All for a good cause.
Because we are trying to make sure that we let all of us know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would be fun is go see if Dr. Khan just covered everything we talked about. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just kind of hear the presentation. But no, it's good. You know, and you make a very good point on a serious note, Beverly. I've noticed that probably, I admit, I don't get the exercise that I need, you know. I will admit that. And I can tell my lung function. I mean, this is a guy that, believe it or not, I used to run like half marathons. I used to do 5Ks, and, you know, I could do those things. But I guarantee if I was to start out down the road doing a 5K right now, the K would stand for kill over.
Okay.
That's what.
My goodness. And I think all of us are in a place sometimes where we need to make sure that we renew our own health vision in reference to exercise and balanced diets. And these lunch and learns are in place so that as reminders, you know, to be aware of what's going on with your body. We believe that if we are educated as far as our health is concerned, all of us are going to be healthy, and our whole environment is going to improve because we're all striving for that same goal of being healthy.
Sure.
I think people that sell exercise equipment should do truth in advertising. I think, for example, you know, instead of saying, you know, they come on there and they advertise Bowflex and show the big muscular person, they ought to just tell people the truth. You're going to have this in your house. You're going to read the instructions, and you're going to do it for a day or two, and then you're going to hang your clothes on it. You're going to hang your night robe on it before you go to bed. You're going to dry things on there. It's not.
And your pet's going to sleep on it.
You're going to put your dog bed on there.
Again, the lunch and learn is to remind us that we need to use that equipment.
Get your clothes off of your treadmill.
Right.
Get it oiled up. Get it working again.
Right.
Oh, man.
It's going to help your lungs.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, and of course, and anything. I've always heard that if you just get out and move, like exercise, like walk, if you just walk outside and get some good fresh air.
This is very, very true.
That's good.
We have Dr. Khan come in, and he'll do a 15-minute presentation, and then he'll open it up for questions. And we always have awesome questions.
Oh, wow.
The audience is always engaged. We already have 130 people on our RSVP list, and we can seat at least 200. So we are looking for people to call in. As a matter of fact, August 23rd. It's not April. It's August. August 23rd, today's date, is our RSVP deadline.
Right.
So
Okay.
we're looking for people to continue to call. And
We need to know how many lunches. So what's that number again?
That number is 483-2661. 483-2661.
If you want to be part of the Lunch and Learn Tuesday, call 483-2661. Is that what I'm remembering? It's 2661. And get your name on the lunch there, and they'll feed you while you learn about how to take care of your lungs. So how's that? That sounds good. Well, I applaud the Montgomery Institute for the reaching out to the community about how to be a healthier community. And so, Beverly, once again, we just are always grateful when you stop by and tell us what's cooking next on the Lunch and Learn menu.
Well, we thank you for having us. You know, it was Sonny's motto to improve people and places in East Mississippi and West Alabama.
Wow.
So that's why we are here and wanting to make sure we're doing our part.
A very good cause.
Absolutely.
Beverly Knox, the Montgomery Institute, Lunch and Learn this Tuesday. Call 483-2661 and get your reservation for that lunch at North Park on Tuesday. Learn about how to take care of your lungs. We'll be back.
Thank you. Thank you.
and why we're in the mess we're in.
Complain about politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck. Yeah. Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. And term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here, like the public.
Oh, man. George Carlin putting it out there, man.
You know,
wow.
I was going to read you this tweet that that Brian Kilmeade put out this morning. Very interesting if you look at this. You know, one of the themes of the DNC the last few nights is how selfish Donald Trump is. Oh. And he wants to lead for himself. Well, who has benefited the most from the White House? Listen to these numbers, folks. Barack Obama, $1.3 million to $70 million. After his time in the White House.
It's great to have exterior money flow into your offshore bank account.
And the Bushes are not exempt from this. George W. Bush, $20 million to $40 million. Bill Clinton, $1.3 million, Roger, to $241.5 million.
Now we know why Hillary wanted to win.
George H.W. Bush, $4 million to $23 million. And Donald Trump, $3 billion to $2.3 billion. Since his time he was in the White House.
Oh, that is priceless. Get a snapshot of that and send that to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great snapshot.
But just those amounts right there. So this guy is that selfish, huh?
I tell you what, we got to do. We're here to help. We got to protect democracy.
But he is selfish because he's worth more than they are. Billions compared to millions. He's a selfish human being.
That fit right along with George Carlin.
American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks.
Come on, preach it,
This
George.
is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in,
garbage out.
If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders.
Okay, there you go. Wow.
Hit the nail on the head there.
Okay, look at that. That is priceless. Where did you get that information there?
Brian Kilmeade on X.
Brian Kilmeade is not an idiot.
Yeah, thought that was very, very accurate.
He knows stuff. He knows stuff. But I'll tell you what, I'm not an idiot either. I can tell you that, and I can prove it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I am not an idiot. Because I am prepared. Mm-hmm. If I am in a car accident, if my car gets damaged, I know exactly where I'm going to tell the recovery driver to take my vehicle. I'm going to tell him to take it to Highway 39 right next to Johnson Dodge. You're going to see Premier Paint and Body Shop.
Absolutely. Ty Booker doing a great job down there at Premier, and got a great bunch of folks there in the shop as well. Don't forget about the office staff, too. They all do a fantastic job there at Premier Paint and Body. No job is too large or too small there for the staff at Premier. They do the auto body repair, the painting, automotive glass replacement. They do it all down there. And the shop is open right now until 5 o'clock this afternoon, as Roger said, right next door to Johnson Dodge there at 1210B Highway 39. And they'll give you a free estimate. They work with all the insurance companies as well. So if you get in that fender bender, no matter how small or large, they can get you squared away with a good estimate and get you back on the road fast at Premier Paint and Body. Once again, next door to Johnson Dodge, 1210B Highway 39 North, or call them ahead of time at 601-482-PAINT. That is 601-482-7246. Our good friends down there at Premier Paint and Body.
All right, it's Mornings in Meridian. Glad you're out there tuned in to our program. And we appreciate those of you that listen to us and admit it.
Right.
And we're okay with you folks that listen and don't admit it. That's
there you
fine.
go.
That's all right with us.
We know who you are.
It was on this day back in 1996. 96, that was a while back, but Osama bin Laden issued a message entitled A Declaration of War against the Americans occupying the land of two holy places. I'm going to repeat that. In 1996, Osama bin Laden issued a message entitled A Declaration of War Against the Americans Occupying the Land of Two Holy Places. Only 5 years before 2001.
I wonder how that meeting between him and his virgins went.
So it was a lie. Yes.
Whoops.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Boy, life was so good before 2001.
Amen to that.
We were, of course. Now I have to say, I've gone through the, sanctification process of going through the TSA pre-check.
Oh yeah.
So now I can board an airplane and leave my shoes on.
Hand me your belt.
I don't have to take it off
There
anymore.
you go.
And it's kind of, it's a status thing. You get to walk by people that are putting their shoes back on and getting dressed again. You're thinking, well, I'm going on to the plane.
Going on to the plane.
Goodbye. Anyway, no. Hey, that's it for this week. Let's get together again on Monday. What do you say?
Absolutely. Charles Frazier will be back in with us on Monday. And folks, have a great weekend.
Remember, whatever you do this weekend, buy local.
Yep.
And God bless. Go to church.
Yeah.